Everybody, welcome back to Slasher Media, the YouTube channel we talk horror, nothing but horror. How is everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing well. And today, guys, I'll be doing a movie review for you, continuing my Scream movie reviews with Scream 4. This film was directed by Wes Craven and was released in the USA on April 15th, 2011, and was released in the UK on April 15th, 2011. Without further ado, let's get into a review and see what I think about Scream 4. The movie opens with two friends, Trudy, played by Shanae Grimes Beach, and Sherry, played by Lucy Hale. They get the famous phone call when well, that's our opening kick.
Fucking kidding me.
Wait, what? That right there was stab 6. Okay, next we meet these friends, Rachel played by Anne Peck and Chloe played by Christine Bell. So wait.
Oh my god, I love it. I've seen.
What the? Oh my god, really? That was stab 7? Sure. Wait, now the fucking. Moving on. Next we meet these two other friends, Jenny Randall, played by Amy Egan, and Mary Cooper, played by Britt Robertson. Robertson. Jenny goes upstairs after hearing something as she prank calls Marnie. Jenny goes back downstairs, no lights on, as she gets a phone call from the killer. When
Marnie?
Jenny is chased into the garage of her home when she is killed by the killer. Movie? Sorry, thought it was gonna be title card stab 8. But okay, we are in the real movie now. Next we meet the main woman herself, Cindy Prescott, played by Neve Campbell, along with her very annoying publicist, Rebecca Walters, played by Alison Brie. Sydney is back in her hometown doing a book signing at a bookshop for her Out of Darkness book. Next we meet the now sheriff of Woodsboro, Dewey Riley, played by David Arquette, and his wife, Gail Weathers Riley, played by Courtney Cox. As Dewey goes to his car, he catches a speeding car driven by our next character, Kirby Reed, played by Hayden Panettiere, as she is on her way to pick up our next characters for school. Jill Roberts, played by Emma Roberts, and Olivia Morris, played by Marielle Jaffe. They have a talk with when Jill gets a phone call from Ghostface. After this, we meet Deputy Judy Hicks, played by Marilee Shelton, who, before I say it later, does some weird shit. All the way throughout the movie, one always seems to flirt with Dewey, and she acts weird to the point I always thought she would be the killer. Yeah, that's how bad she is. Dewey gets a phone call as him and Hicks leave with the car sirens on. We come back to the teenagers of the movie as we meet our next two characters, Robbie Mercer, played by Eric Crudson, and Charlie Walker, played by Rory Culkin. As Kirby and Jill are at the lockers when we meet Jill's ex-boyfriend, Trevor Sheldon, played by Nico Tortiello. We end up back at the bookshop where Sydney is doing her signing, as Gail shows up having a reunion, but it's cut short when...
Sid, I'm sorry, I gotta do something here. Oh, sorry. Excuse me? This will only take a minute. I need you all to stay where you are and remain silent.
He is there about the murders from the beginning of the movie, the real ones, not the two fake ones, as they tracked one of the victims' phones to that address. When they find it inside Sydney's rental car with photos of Sydney and blood everywhere. with the murder weapon. At the police station, we meet Deputy Perkins, played by Anthony Anderson. But then Sydney and Jill meet in the station as the girls are being questioned about what happened. Back at Jill's house, we meet Kate Roberts, played by Mary McDonnell. She is Jill's mother and the sister of Sydney's mother.
Sorry about that. Just making my rounds before taking off.
Great, thanks.
Just wanted to put this here because this basically shows you how weird Deputy Hicks acts out the movie. As Jill and Kirby are in Jill's room as they get a phone call from the killer, as the killer says he is hidden in a closet, but it wasn't Jill's. When... Sydney ends up over there on the phone with the killer as Jill is there too, when they are attacked by the killer, but the killer does get away. After that, Dewey is outside as we meet our next character, Deputy Hoss, played by Adam Brody. We are at the hospital after just being fired by Sydney. Sid's publicist is called by the killer, then attacked and killed. By the way, she is a character that I have no care about, whatever. She's the character of the film that you wish would die, and then when they do it, it's satisfying. Like a lot of horror films do. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Friday the 13th remake. If you know, you know. Kirby is shown entering a barn, which is where the town's annual event is being held, called a Stabathon. Just a bunch of teens watching the Stab movies and drinking and partying. Gail is also there spying on the party, hoping that this party is where the killer will show up, as the killer is trying to remake what happened in the first Scream movie, which did end up at a party. Gail, back at her car, sees Ghostface moving the camera she placed around the place. When she goes back in, this happens. Which ruins the party. Back at Jill's house, the deputies are killed as the killer goes to attack Sydney and Jill's mother, which ends up in Kate's death. And the killer leaves. Also, if you are wondering where Jill is, she left to go to the after party at Kirby's home, where Jill's ex-boyfriend shows up, saying Jill
the cops
told
are
him
going
to
to
go
come for us.
there,
They're going to
which
shut down my
Jill
website.
denied.
We're so dead.
Yeah, I agree.
Also forgot
Jesus
to
Christ, where'd you
mention,
come from?
the reason they broke up is because he cheated on her. Kirby and Charlie are left alone as Kirby begins to flirt with Charlie. As they are about to kiss, Trevor comes back in, interrupting. As Charlie walks away, Robbie is outside the house as he is filming, or is live, whichever, doing his vlog, whatever. Sydney arrives at the house to get Jill when...
Run!
Run!
Bobby! Go!
A bit later, Sid and Kirby are together as Charlie knocks on the door, asking to be let in, but the killer gets him. The lights go off, then when they come back on, Charlie is tied to a chair. Sydney leaves as Kirby is on the phone with the killer. As the killer asks her movie questions when...
Texas Chainsaw, Dawn of the Dead, The Hills Have Eyes, Amityville Horror, Last House on the Left, Friday the 13th, and A Nightmare on Elm Street, My Bloody Valentine, when...
She walks out to let Charlie go when this happens. Yep, he's one of them. He's a killer, don't worry. Now Scream 6 is out, we know she's still alive. Sydney is found by Charlie. She manages to get out of his grasp and tries to run to the front door. But the second killer comes out and is revealed to be... Yep, Jill. Her motive is she wants to be famous. Also, she doesn't want to share the glory. Her plan is to frame Trevor of being the killer, and her being the lone survivor. Also got to say, this is the best part of Jill being the killer. We end up at the hospital as Jill and Dewey are talking when Dewey says that Sydney isn't dead, that it's touch and go. You can tell she seems surprised by this. When Dewey leaves, she sneaks out to go to Sid's room, We are in Gail's room. Jill gave herself away when...
Why, she was stabbed in the shoulder? How did she know I was too?
It's okay, Jill. Each killer has their stupid moment where they make a mistake. Back in Sid's room, Jill and Sid are in a scuffle. Dewey arrives. After that, Gail shows up and is held at gunpoint when Hicks saves her.
Don't even think about shooting, or I'll
And
blow
up
Dewey's
next,
head
as
off.
Jill has Gail at gunpoint, Gail, for final last words, says clear when Sid uses...
Clear.
Clear?
Clear. You forgot the first rule.
the defibs to electrocute her. They check up on Dewey when Jill tries to attack one more time as Sid shoots her in the head. Also, Hicks is still alive. The movie ends with the news talking about the hero Jill Roberts not knowing their hero was the killer. I have to say this movie is underrated in the franchise, even though it's no longer in my second favourite in the franchise. It's still a great movie. It also has one of my favourite lines in any horror movie. That line is what I like to say to any remake. If you do a remake, do something different. Don't redo what has already been done. Talking to You Nightmare remake. But over all this was the last in the franchise that Wes Craven would direct, as he passed away sometime after its release. It passed sometime after its release. But for a last movie, it's amazing. It set out to be a movie about remakes and it does the job, while also adding on to the franchise. Letting us get a look into the old and new characters' lives living in the town that is also known for mass killings overall. I'm going to give this movie a 7.6 rating. Right, everybody, hope you did enjoy today's video. I'm sorry if I were looking away from the camera or at any points. I'm still not used to like writing down the new way of movie reviews and looking at the camera and that. I do need to like try and, you know, read the script or like in different ways, or try and, you know, do certain things to make it look like I'm looking at the camera at times. But it's hard, you know, it's hard to do. So other than that, guys, I hope you did enjoy today's movie review. Hope you did enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And yeah, remember, keep on slashing, keep watching horror, and I'll see you horror fans later.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Have you checked the children?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?